All right, YouTuber. So, doing a review on this here case that I bought. I have had this for at least 6 months, and thought it was a good idea to go over it. Of course, on this channel, you see we buy a lot of stuff. Most of it's lower end, because quite honestly, we don't have a lot of money on this channel. Eventually, maybe we will. For now, we have to buy the cheaper stuff, and this is that fits that category. So, um, this is do-it-yourself PC, and model numbers up above. But yeah, this is one of those super cheap cases. So, you know how they say you get what you pay for. This will be an example of that. All right. So, not that this was necessarily their fault, but it came in. You can just see there that it has some damage on it, which may or may not be the reason why this thing's popping off. But yeah, not really impressed with that. All right, so also looking at the front here, I went ahead and put some USBs in here. These don't seem to seat that well. So unlike a good computer, where those will be somewhat difficult to get in and out because I have a nice tight fit. This one is very inconsistent. So this guy is barely in here. This one's in here decently. That's your single USB 3.0, which why give you one of these and two of the others? I do not know. You would think it would make more sense to give somebody two of those, and that one goes in pretty good. So this actually is seated the best out of them. But yeah, overall, looking at this, I have a manufacturing engineering background, and the overall quality is just pretty cheap. I've bought three different do-it-yourself PC or DIYPC cases, and this is definitely the worst. I've got a red one that's I'd say one price level higher than this that I actually really like, but it suffers from the same thing with these USBs not being very good. That said, the buttons did work on it. And now another issue we had with this, um, and this may be Gigabyte's fault, but our little heat shield did not want to stay in there at all to save its life. So this computer is sans heat shield. Usually I'm able to get them in there fighting it, sometimes they fit good, sometimes they don't. But in this case, it did not fit good at all. And, from this angle, you can definitely see the little damage there. I should have sent it back. I think I bought this through Newegg, or I bought it through, I bought it on eBay with the vendor Newegg. So, the cheap looking fan, nothing spectacular about that. But at least they did include a fan, and actually there are two case fans in this, so that is a nice thing. It's overall, very cheap sheet metal or aluminum. It's probably it's just thin, and over time this thing is probably not going to last too long. Now, as far as the other stuff about this, let's take a look at the inside. All right, so this is one of those computers that I do a lot of tinkering with on the channel, and hence, I have some of the cables hidden, some are out and about. This comes with a, basically a solid side panel on the left-hand side, so it's not as big a deal to me that, all my cables are, hidden to make it look pretty. For this video, maybe it would have been nice, but, overall, this is a working computer, not some beauty contest PC. So, in here, you can just see how much freaking room there is for a big ass graphics card. Okay, that is a what do we got there? This is one of my older cards in here. EVGA GeForce GTX 780. Okay, this was a stud back in the day. Now it's it's a pretty good card still. You can actually do some 4K gaming on this thing at low and medium settings, but you can just see, this was a big card back in the day. Not the biggest, obviously, but there is still plenty of room for an even bigger card. So that was a big plus here. As far as the structure goes, you've only got really the backside to hide your hard drives. I actually, try to avoid using hard drives at all costs these days, and just do the solid state drives, which I, like the look of it better. So with this case, I've got a micro ATX motherboard in there. Will fit a full ATX in here, and this is just, like I said, kind of a working test computer. I have down below. So down below, this was one of our first purchases of this modular Apevia 680 watt Warrior Power. We're just testing out, but I love the fact that I'm only running a couple cables off that instead of having all those additional hard drive cables. So that is, that's almost a given with these newer cases that have all the acrylic windows. So you've pretty much just got to go the modular route. But in this case, obviously it wasn't necessary. On the back side, there's a huge gap there to run your cables, and so at some point I will probably, when I have a free moment, actually take every one of these cables and run them around the back, assuming it makes sense to do so. But yeah, overall, I'm thinking I got this for $20 to $23, somewhere in there. Probably got it shipped. For the money, it's got some definite positives to it. Case size, the fact that it does have the two fans. But on the negative side, it is cheap. It probably is not going to last too long. If you're going to move a bunch, you're probably going to put dents in it. And hopefully you'll get one in better shape than I did. As you can see, right down through that gap there. Other positives, this case does have a lot of volume to it, and therefore you're going to get some pretty good airflow out of it. Jumping back to the other negatives, the fact the front only has a single USB 3.0 and two of the 2.0s. That, is just, to me, I don't really understand why these manufacturers don't just automatically put two of those in there. Three would be nice. For somebody like myself that's transferring a lot of files, I always, have something plugged into one of these things. And so that would definitely be beneficial. But overall, I honestly can't say that I recommend buying this. I would go spend your extra $10, get something a little nicer, maybe, find that extra $20, folks, and get something that's better built, looks more attractive. Especially, if you were gonna spend, $1,000 on all the other parts of the computer, why skimp on the case? This channel, we do show a lot of the cheaper cases, and that's only because we have a limited budget to do such with. So, but that's all I have for this video, folks. I'd love to hear your comments if you bought this case, what you thought of it, and please subscribe. Thank you.